Hi, let's try to solve these three questions. If tangent A is equal to 12 over 5, and given that A is from 0 degree to 9 degree, find the values without using 4-figure mathematical table or calculator. Okay, for this type of question, we need a sketch diagram first to help us to visualize the whole situation. The question tells us that A is from 0 degree to 90 degree. So I know that this angle is actually in the first quadrant. So I'm going to draw a right angle triangle over here in the first quadrant. This is angle A. Okay, given by the questions tangent A is equal to 12 over 5. I hope that you still remember this, Dwakaso. Tangent is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side. Since the angle is over here, opposite side is here, adjacent side is here. Now I need to find the length for the hypotenuse. Let's do a quick recap on this particular theorem. Now, when we are given a right angle triangle, we have two short, one long. Short, short, and long. If you want to find the length for the longer side, which is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, we plus. And then we square root this whole thing. So if you want to find the length for the shorter side, for example, A minus C squared minus B squared, square root this whole thing. Same thing apply for finding B. Shorter side, right? So minus C squared minus A squared, square root this whole thing. Okay, now I'm going to use this to help me to get the length for the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. Okay, this is hypotenuse of this right angle triangle, longer side, plus. So 12 square plus 5 square, square root this whole thing. You should be able to get 13. Okay, this is 13. Now, once we have the length of all the sides of this triangle, then it will be very easy for us to get the answer for A, B, and C. Now let's look at part A. We want to find the cosine of 180 degree minus A. So let me sketch another diagram for you. This is A, so this is also A. How about here? So here is 180 degree minus A. Okay, so this is 12, here will be 12 as well. And this is 13, here will be 13 as well. But here you have to be more careful. This is 5, right? This is on the left hand side of y-axis, so I'm going to write negative 5. Okay, now cosine angle 180 degree minus A. You just need to look at this triangle. Okay, cosine is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So adjacent will be 5, negative 5. Here will be negative 5. Divided by the hypotenuse, 13. Okay, this is the answer for A. Now let's go to B. You want to find cotangent of A. Cotangent is equal to 1 over tangent. Tangent, 12 over 5, right? 12 over 5. 1 divided by 12 over 5, it will become 5 over 12. Okay, this is the answer for part B. Now let's go to part C. For this one, you need to recall back this. I hope that you remember this one. Sine and cosine one group, tangent, cotangent one group, secant, cosecant one group. Okay, now so to get this, cosine 90 degree minus A, this is actually equal to sine A. Now, sine A, you just refer to this one as OH, 12 over 13. So this is the answer for part C. Now let's say if you are not sure whether your answer is correct or not, you always can use your calculator to help you to check the answer. Let me show you how. So first I'm going to press Shift. This is tangent inverse of this. I want to find the angle of A. Okay, so this angle is in the first quadrant, so we just accept. We don't have to change anything, just use as one. So in order to make it more accurate, I'm going to save this whole angle into my calculator. Press store. Okay, I just let it be A. Now, your calculator know that later on when you press A, when it will actually refer to this value. Okay, so cosine 180 degree minus A. Okay, is that correct? Our answer -5 or 13. So how about this one? Cosine 90 minus A. Okay, so our answer are correct. Now let's try one more question. Given that cosine beta is equal to -3/5 and the angle of beta is more than 180 degree, less than 360 degree. So it means that the angle will be in the in the third quadrant or fourth quadrant. Okay, but we know that it's actually in the third quadrant. Why? Because according to the rules ASCC, if the angle is in the fourth quadrant, the cosine will not be negative. Since at the cosine here you see a negative sign, we know that this will be in the third quadrant. Okay. Sketch the corresponding reference angle for beta, hence find the value of each of the following trigonometric function without using a calculator. Now, let's sketch a diagram first. And we know that this angle is in the third quadrant, so I'm going to draw a triangle in the third quadrant. Okay, so the beta is over here. Now, so cosine is equal to CAH, adjacent divided by hypotenuse. But we have a negative here. So where should I put the negative? So remember, for the hypotenuse always positive. So this 5, put it here. I don't have to add a negative. But now, this is on the left hand side of y-axis, so I'm going to add a negative for it. So CAH, I will be able to get -3/5. So I'm going to find the length here. So as I told just now, for a right angle triangle, 2 short, 1 long. So this is shorter side. If I want to find the length here, I'm going to use minus. So 5 square minus 3 square. If you want to write -3 square, it's actually the same thing, because if you square it, it will become a positive. Okay, I just write 3 square. And then square this whole thing. So you should be able to get 4. And then you have to think, should I add a negative for it? Now this is actually below the x-axis, right? Therefore, I need to add a negative for it. Okay? Now, so once we have completed this triangle, then it will be very easy for us to get the answer for all of this. Let's look at A. Sine beta. Just refer to this diagram. So now you just focus on this triangle. Forget about the rest. You don't have to remember, you don't have to use the ASTC rules to help you now. You just refer to this triangle and you will be able to get all the answers correctly. Now, sine theta, sine beta. Okay, I think I don't want to write a theta over here, otherwise you will be confused. Okay, sine beta, SOH, -4/5. Okay, now B, tangent beta, DOA, opposite. You just assume that the angle is over here, so DOA. Tangent beta is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. negative 4 over negative 3. Negative, negative, it will become positive. Now how about C? Okay, for this one, we need to go back to this. I hope that you remember this, right? So sine negative theta is equal to negative sine theta. Or when you put a negative for the angle, I mean like negative 60 degree, negative 30 degree, you just add a negative in front of it like this one. Okay, but when you deal with cosine, you don't have to add a negative. Okay, secant and cosine using the same rules because secant is 1 over cosine, right? You see, secant negative theta is just equal to secant theta. We don't have to add a negative for it. So the rest, all we need to add a negative. A negative in front of it. Same thing here and same thing here. Okay, now I'm going to use these rules to help me to get the answer for this one. Secant negative beta is equal to 1 over cos, 1 over cosine, negative beta. And as I told you just now, cosine negative beta is just equal to cosine beta. Okay, then just refer to this diagram. 1 over cosine, CAH, adjacent over here, hypotenuse over here. So the answer will be 1 divided by this, 1 divided by negative 3 over 5, then it will be equal to negative 5 over 3. Now let's go to part D. Cosecant negative beta. So cosecant negative beta is equal to 1 over sine negative beta. So as I told you just now, for sine, a negative angle, we add a negative in front of it, and we change the angle become positive. Okay, so next step, copy the negative sign and refer to this triangle again. SOH sine, opposite divided by hypotenuse, opposite divided by hypotenuse, negative 4 over 5. Negative, negative become positive. 1 divided by this, 1 divided by 4 over 5, it will become 5 over 4. Okay, let's try the last one. Cotangent beta. So cotangent is equal to 1 over tangent, 1 over. So tangent beta just refer to this triangle TOA, opposite over adjacent. So negative 4 over negative 3, it will become 4 over 3. Negative, negative become positive. 1 divided by 4 over 3, it will be equal to 3 over 4. Okay, so this is the answer for part E. So let's say if you are not sure whether our answer is correct or not, you always can use your calculator to help you check the answer. Let me show you how. So this one a little bit tricky because the angle is not in the first quadrant, but no problem, we still can use our calculator to check the answer. So first, press cosine inverse of 3 over 5. Just forget about the negative, just key in 3 over 5. Okay, now this is a reference angle. This angle is in the first quadrant. And we know that this is the third quadrant, right? Therefore, we need to add 180 degrees. So this one here is 53.13 something here. And here is 180 degrees. So I am going to plus 180 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to store this answer into my calculator. Okay, press store and I just press B. Now later on when I press B, calculator know that it's actually referring to this value. So let's take a try. Now sine B. Is that one answer correct? Yes, negative 4 over 5. How about secant? So secant is 1 over cos. So I'm going to press like this. 1 over cosine negative b. Negative b. Okay, so this is part C. The answer that we got just now is negative 5/3. Let's see, is our answer correct? Negative 5/3. Okay, this is a way how do we use our calculator to check our answer. Okay, that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.